And then the last thing, because they're doing movies, Breaking Bad is returning.
Yep, saw that.
In movie form. It's going to take place right after Jesse escapes. Spoiler, I guess.
I think that's another show that Chris liked watching.
What a dick.
Sorry, you should have finished it. It was it ended
In
like
2012,
I think, or something like that. It's old as shit. And everyone knew it. You knew the ending in the first scene, like the first episode. You're like, oh, okay, he's gonna die. But I don't think it's gonna be very good. I don't know. The greatest part of that show was Bryan Cranston and his performance.
But they're not saying they haven't come out and said that, like,
he's dead.
This is how it's going to be. Yeah. And I think it'll be okay because Vince Gillian's doing it. He's the director of Breaking Bad. He's the director of Better Call Saul, which...
Well, I think he'll do it justice, but I don't know. It's going to be hard. I couldn't follow Pinkman. I like Pinkman, but I didn't watch that show for Pinkman. I watched it because Bryan Cranston was terrifying, and it was realistic, and I would sit there, and it would make you inside go, shit, I don't know what I would do. Like, I understood every decision he made.
Just the evolution of Walter White from season 1 to the last season.
One of the best character developments you'll ever see. Period. It just is. You literally see him become a villain. It's awesome. If you haven't seen that movie or show...
I hate Chris so much.
What did he say?
We're not friends anymore. I'm done with you. I'm never reading any more of your comments.
What did he say? Did he not watch it?
He's like, I never finished the last season. You're going to hate this part too. The last season of Breaking Bad just wasn't into the way the characters were developing.
What the fuck? That's everything against what we just said. Chris, you have no taste at all. You have to be the worst reviewer walking this planet Earth. Oh my god. The entire show is based on character development. I just didn't see
Now, to be fair, I could be getting yelled at in a second because I believe Brianna and Chris are having a conversation again. He could be talking about Breaking Bad, or could be talking about, because they're talking about Supernatural. So, I don't know.
We don't talk about Supernatural on
So,
this
we're going to
podcast.
find out.
Is everyone watching the podcast?
No, I think they're just talking.
We're having four different conversations.
They're not here to watch our podcast. They're just here to talk.
He just turned into a chat room.
Alright, never mind. He is talking about where he said, I just didn't like how he became a bad guy.
What? Why?
That was the best development of the show.
Yeah, you want him to be a bad guy.
He went from like this scared individual to, you mess with me, you're gonna die.
Yeah, dude, I'm the one that fucking knocks. That was one of the best lines ever, man. People still quote that. Yeah, no, if you don't appreciate his villain, and it wasn't, he didn't turn into a villain per se. He just got more desperate. As the box got in smaller, he had to be more rash. I loved it. I didn't think I'd like it. It took me longer than most to finish it, but I loved it.
Talia's watching it.
But
Chris and Brianna are just having a chat room chat.
Good. Welcome to AIM. Remember that shit? AIM? Fucking God. Game of Thrones is coming back soon. Woo! Super exciting. Bummer is the last season. The good news is...
The way the last season ended, though.
Well, from everything I've read from all of the actors involved and actresses involved in the show, every single one of them says the ending's perfect. Like, perfect. So
this upcoming season?
Yes. The one who plays Tyrion came out and said he wouldn't change one thing. Jon Snow came out, wouldn't change one thing. Amelia Clark. All of them said it's perfect. Even the one who plays Sansa, I can never think of her name. I can't wait. And I love that we have 3 spin-offs already in development. I'm very excited to see the Mad King and stuff like that. That's going to be cool.
What's
he
going
never
on?
watched it, did he?
No, he just said, I stopped watching it after, like, he melted a guy in a barrel at the end of season 4.
What Khal Drogo felt. That's the coolest part. I wasn't a fan of the show until that happened. That puts Jason Momoa on the fucking map when he played Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
That's the only qualm I have with that show is that they killed him way too soon. He was awesome. It would have been great to see him make her even more badass. I loved Khal Drogo. He was a bad motherfucker.
Chris, go take your medication and go to bed.
Yeah, Chris, you're ridiculous, man. You don't see movies. Your taste is horrible. You don't appreciate Breaking Bad's entire plot. You're difficult, man.
It just is funny because one of the biggest things I heard about Breaking Bad was the development on where the characters went from one to the last, and he's like, I didn't like how they're developing the characters.
I wonder, part of me...
How did you make it to season 6 before you decided you didn't like the character development?
I wonder if he's doing this on purpose.
No, there's no way you can. Because the comments are too perfect. He doesn't think that deeply. He makes puns. There's no way. Oh.
I can see him thinking of this on the
No,
spot.
you're giving way too much credit. Way too much credit. You wouldn't say that. Oh, that's incredible, though. Chris is definitely the MVP of the
I think if he
podcast
comes
right
up to
now.
me later, he's like, I totally did it on purpose.
He's going to say that because we just gave him so much shit because he doesn't know anything.
The chat room's just gonna eat him up.
It's amazing. All right, well, that's pretty much all I had. That was the list. The comics that are coming out are great. I know most of you don't read the comics, but they're really good.
Nah, John's right.
I know. DC is doing great. They're doing a really cool one about PTSD with superheroes, which I know sounds weird, but I think it's super cool.
I think that'd be interesting with Batman the most.
Well, Batman's involved in it, but it's mainly about like all the other heroes and villains that are like recovering, and then they create like almost an Alcoholics Anonymous to talk about all this, and then someone has came in and murdered like a bunch of them, and we don't know who.
It's been 2 days since I last killed somebody.
It's pretty much. It's really cool though. Like they killed off Arsenal, Wally West, and stuff, so everyone's picking who could it be. I don't know. I really like it.
Wally West killed himself usually in the comics.
Well, there's a billion different versions. So, but in this version, it's
That's why I said usually.
it's Heroes in Crisis. Really good comic. I loved it. Friend showed me to it. I'm absolutely hooked. Teen Titans on the DC network is actually really fucking good.
I saw that.
I know it's
I'm
not worth
paying
the
for
money,
it, though.
but it's really, really good. The character that plays Robin and the character that plays the new Robin, phenomenal. Really cool. It honestly feels like they took the Arkham games and put it in the live action. It's really good, but it's not worth the money. It's really
Do you
cool.
see
though.
the little lightning bolts that pop above your head so you could counter?
No, it's honestly the fight scenes are so well done. It's incredible. But yeah, if you can illegally,
I'll see if I could YouTube it.
yeah, I mean that's how I've been watching them is on YouTube and stuff like that. So I recommend it. I know we usually hate DC, but I'm actually a big fan of that.
Normally we do. Usually we just don't hate on Batman.
I like DC comics way more than Marvel comics right now. I will say that.
They're darker and more
Well, they're
in depth.
deeper. Yeah, they actually expand their characters, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Logan. But anyway,
Logan's Marvel.
yeah, I know. That's why Marvel's losing. That's why I like DC Comics right now because
All right,
Marvel's
all right.
Logan.
Because Logan's dead.
No, they brought him back, and now he's carrying around an Infinity Stone. It's ridiculous. I don't know what
We
they're
covered
doing with
this
him.
last week. Or 2 weeks ago.
What?
What?
Nothing. Just go.
You gotta tell me because we're about to sign
I'll
off.
tell you later. Sign
No,
off.
I'm
There's
here.
nothing oh, wait, what do we got here? I don't know who Brittany Marie is.
Hey, isn't that quick? Haha.
Who is that?
What?
Heroes in Crisis. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Heroes in Crisis. That's the
who's
one.
Brittany.
I don't know. She's replying to her. I'm guessing she's friends with Brie. Anyway, yeah,
Please share.
I'm a big fan of DC Comics right now. If you're getting into comics, I recommend that right now. The Heroes in Crisis is great.
Is that a show?
No, it's the comic book series, and they're doing.
If you were listening.
They're also in the midst of like a rebirth where they're recreating a lot of the characters, which I love.
Sorry, Chris just pissed me off. I just had to.
But yeah, comics are doing great. I'm excited to see where they're going with Logan. I'm not a huge fan, but I've been hooked on DC right now. I just got into Wonder Woman, which I never read Wonder Woman before, but she has some decent stuff. Superman, I hate. I cannot find a Superman comic I like. I can't.
No, Superman in general is boring.
Yeah, it's just super. The only ones I like are the villain ones. I've gotten to a few. I finally started reading some Green Arrow. I still say the show is better. Which the show is out right now, and if you're not watching Arrow season 7, you're out of your mind.
Brittany's from Delhi.
It's incredible. Hi, Brittany from Delhi at a place I don't work. Anyway, a lot of good comics out, and if you don't read comics, you probably should because they're really good right now, and they're finally hitting their stride. And you can pretty much find them for free if you're sneaky. But
I'm not. LOL. It's from Chris.
yeah, he can't even read. Anyway, anything else?
No.
Before we sign off? I don't think I have anything else today. Video games, anything? I think we got it all. I mean, Assassin's Creed's amazing.
We covered Assassins last time. We did a little bit of Red Dead Redemption. We covered games that are coming out. So.
I actually finally, I've been playing Uncharted on the PS4s.
Where did you get a PS4?
My brother had one. He doesn't play it.
You didn't take a sledgehammer to it?
No, surprisingly not. I only playing the Uncharted's.
Doesn't matter.
It's a game that could be a movie.
I
as far as
watched
I'm
all the
concerned.
cinematics first a while ago, and then I'm playing it, and I have to say the hype is pretty close to real. I think people who are Sony fans are just kind of gripping onto it a little too much because they don't got a lot. I still say the Halo plot is better, but
So you stole it.
stole what?
That's what Chris says.
No, he gave it to me. It doesn't matter. Regardless, I played it. I'm digging it. It's a different type game. I usually don't like Sony games.
So you never finished Uncharted?
No, I finished it.
I got halfway
Which one?
through it.
All of them. 1 through
All
4.
three of them?
Yeah, I mean they're quick games. I mean they're
Yeah,
not
4
that
of them.
long.
No, they're not. But I still think they're good story based.
No, they are. The story's
So
incredible.
out of the 4, which one was your favorite? Because I've
Fourth
played
one
all
by
4.
far. The fourth one was great.
Oh yeah.
Which they crescendoed really, really well. I still say Gears of War story is way, way, way better, but I'm also biased because I played that when I was growing up. But I Uncharted lived up to the hype. I will say that. I gave it a lot of shit over the years, and finally playing it, I dug it. I also got to play a little bit of Spider-Man. It's cool. It's definitely a cool game, but the funnest part is swinging by far. But, you know, I will say this. I hate you. I will say this about PlayStation. Their controllers fucking suck. Holding that thing, it's like I'm like I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel like Will Ferrell
It's
in Talladega Nights.
it's funny because when you play PlayStation for a while, then you hold an Xbox controller. It's like twice the size.
Dude, it literally looks like I have the worst
You should
arthritis
never hold a
ever.
PlayStation controller. That's your first mistake.
Well, see, the thing is, I grew up with Sony.
Well,
Sorry, so did I.
PlayStation. Speaking of growing up with Sony, I did want to bring this up. Thank you for reminding me. They're releasing the PlayStation 1 with a bunch of pre-games. I love it, man. I'm gonna grab that shit. It's got the original Metal Gear. Sign me up. I'm in.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, well, dude, PS1 and 2 were phenomenal. PS3 was a goddamn train wreck, and PS4 was just nothing compared to Xbox One. But Sony
PS4 is
was
a train
good.
wreck.
PS4, no, their games are a train wreck. PS3, they literally try to delete that from their lives, like it never
Did they?
happened. Yeah, dude, you never hear them say like, "How about PS3?" They never do.
That was one of my favorite games, Chris.
What game?
Oh,
you're not on the shit list
Medieval
anymore.
for the PS is getting remade.
Yes, yeah, I played that game too. There are some good PlayStation games. Like they're not. It's not the worst system.
Seth says just eliminate it, bro.
What PS4?
I'm assuming.
Well, no, I wouldn't say eliminate. I wish they would just make it so it was cross compatible. That's all. I would
That's
love
something they're
to.
working on.
They've been saying that for years. It's like I don't know. I just feel like it's never gonna happen. It just needs to. We'll never play with PC because it'll destroy us. But either way, the point of this is I'm expanding my horizon. I'm reading DC stuff. I'm playing PlayStation games, and I have much more better taste than Steve, who's an idiot and doesn't like Watchmen, but likes Jack Sparrow in the Wizard World with the 1,000-year-old Dumbledore running around.
It's 100.
100 or 150, we found out.
No, I like 1,000 now. It's that ridiculous. And Harry Potter's 190 in those movies. Anyway, because if Dumbledore was 1,000, you'd have to, whatever. Lost you guys. You guys aren't good with
I'm
math.
going to the chat room.
Anyway, thank you guys for chatting in our room and listening to us go off. It was good to be back. We will be back next Thursday with the same lineup. We got sports first, starting at 7, and then hopefully around 8 o'clock we got the nerd session. So we'll be back. Thank you again. Appreciate it. And we're taking off.
See ya.